Certainly under a lot of stress, we're not getting a lot of sleep. Friendly Flora is done in a new, a better, and even more exciting way than even the product that we loved originally.
Well, if you look at the label, it might look almost identical, but really nothing could be further from the truth. Because it's a perfectly reviewed product virtually, I didn't want to make a lot of changes. So what I wanted to do was keep the basic blueprint of that formula, but just enhance it. And by enhancing a probiotic formula, what you're really looking at is three characteristics. First of all, you want that probiotic to be ideally stable in the bottle. We have a tremendous amount of experience with probiotics. I've been looking at them in terms of manufacturing one for about 30 years. We introduced our first product about 20 years ago. I believe it was the first formula that didn't require refrigeration. And since that time, we've only continued to improve the product. And today has been the greatest leap in terms of improvement that we've ever made. And we really leaned very, very hard on our probiotic supplier from Europe to make this a breakthrough product, to take what was already an exceptional product and virtually perfectly reviewed and make it even better. So making it even more stable in the bottle, making it even more stable in your body, meaning that it survives the acid in your stomach, because remember, you're swallowing these, and it has to get through the acid in your stomach and ideally populate your colon and other systems in your body. Also, beyond simply just making it through this acid in your stomach, it would be if you're a farmer, I was talking about this yesterday, and throwing seeds out into a field. If only 10% of your seeds germinated, sprouted, you'd be very disappointed. You'd have a terrible crop, a terrible yield. But if 80, 90, 100% of them grew, you'd be very happy. That is one of the measures of a probiotic formula. Whether it's going to survive in the bottle, whether it's going to survive in your stomach, and then once it bypasses your stomach, is it going to germinate, grow, and populate the systems and organs that require its protection? That's where we have succeeded with this formula. It's light years beyond a formula that was already viewed as basically a perfect formula. By comparison, the only formula that's close to this formula was our prior formula, and now our new formula is even light years beyond it. And it's the best price ever. It's the highest potency ever, even though we say 25 billion plus colony forming units. It's well over 30 billion and really 40 billion when we produce it. We just want to make sure that no matter what you subject that product to, you are getting the world's finest complement of probiotic organisms. And don't think these are optional organisms. You could not survive without probiotic organisms in your colon. That is part of having a healthy digestive system. In fact, if you look at how many cells you have in your body, a healthy person will have more probiotic organisms in their colon, just in their colon, than they have cells in their entire body. So hopefully that underscores that these are not optional. The balance, the content of these organisms are critical to our digestive health, our digestive function, our digestive comfort. It's also critical for our immune system function, and not just for digestion, but immune system function in terms of protecting the genital urinary tract, our mouth, our nasal passages, our lung, our bronchial tubes. It's all part of how our body protects itself. So it would be impossible to overestimate how important these are. But unfortunately, all the commercials you tend to see on TV, they kind of position them like drugs. These are not drugs. These are a critical, essential part of how a healthy digestive system and how a healthy immune system functions. That is basically it in a very brief summary. They're not optional ingredients. We all need them. We all must have them. Most of them don't have them adequately. Most of us don't have them in a good balance. And that's why a formula like this, we chose not to get cute with this product. A lot of companies get cute and put all sorts of bizarre, strange, peculiar little strains of probiotics in. We stick to the science. we stick to the half a dozen strains that have decades of research that are critical to the healthy functioning of our digestive system, critical to the healthy functioning of our immune system. This is not a place to get cute and get clever. This is a place to follow the scientific blueprint and follow it accurately. That's what we've done for a couple of decades. That's why this is perfectly reviewed. And now, brand new formula, first day it's available, it's even better than ever. And I mean dramatically better than ever.
Well, and no better pricing. I mean, really the best pricing that we have ever seen, nor will we see. And certainly this is a time of year where, yes, you're eating things that you probably shouldn't be eating. In terms of digestion, we know very well whether it's regularity or digestion, or maybe you're taking an antibiotic, maybe you are taking some kind of antacid. We are challenging that friendly flora in our body. And this is a wonderful way to give back to your body. I mean, it is essential, it is critical, it is key for a great life. Remember, Andrew is doing the best pricing ever. Not only in that new improved formula, it was already fantastic with nearly all perfect reviews, but no refrigeration required. You just choose that size of choice, the 30, 60, 120, or the 240. And once more, this is where our pricing goes. Here's where our pricing is today, and here's that savings. So, wowzer. I mean, are you kidding me? Okay, so here, I don't know that I've ever seen savings like that, to be honest, Andrew. I mean, when we look that we can double that capsule size, especially with this new formula, and this is where the pricing goes, but today, wow, I don't know that I've ever seen you do that before.
That pricing is comparing it to the value versus our Friendly Flora product. Our ultimate Friendly Flora is our maximum potency formula. And 25 billion, when I might be dating myself here because I've been doing this for so long. When I was first looking at our Friendly Flora products 30 years ago, we were hoping to get 50,000 to 100,000 colony forming units. When we introduced a first product, we were hopefully getting tens of millions. And then it became 500 million, and then it became 1 billion. So today what we are looking at is 25 billion colony forming units. And if you look at this chart here, you could see that we, unlike others, we specify the specific strains of colony forming units. So our Lactobacillus acidophilus, not just random Lactobacillus acidophilus, but we look to the research and the clinical studies, and it's a strain called LA14. Our Lactobacillus plantarum, it's LP115, and more than 10 billion of the Lactobacillus acidophilus, more than 5 billion of the Lactobacillus plantarum. And then as we go down, the Lactobacillus paracasei, that is something we just introduced with this new formula, and incredible research. That's LPC37. And our Bifidobacterium lactis, we changed that to 2 newer strains, same bacterium, but 2 newer strains that are more stable, more active, will implant better, and that's the HNO19 and BIO4, and that's over 5 billion. All told, you're getting the most sophisticated, but at the same time, it might sound contradictory, the most straightforward. It's kind of if you were looking at a probiotic product and you wanted it to be the perfect multivitamin, then I guess Marcel he's looking for something, and you wanted it to be the perfect comprehensive probiotic, then that's what we have achieved here. And there's nothing like it. You have a 90-day money-back guarantee to enjoy this. And as I said before, I think the other probiotic companies, they do a disservice when they talk about probiotics. They kind of position them like drugs that sort of work on your body and cure this or cure that or do that, cure constipation, cure this problem or that problem. What they aren't something that cures or treats your digestive system. They are an integral part of your digestive system. There are more probiotic organisms in a healthy digestive system than there are cells in that healthy person's body. They're not optional, they are essential. And you need to really do it correctly if you want to be able to benefit appropriately. And that's what we've done here. We've been doing it for decades. We didn't just jump on the bandwagon. We've been doing it for decades.
Absolutely. Okay, so I did get a little concerned for your business sensibilities. So now I've got my charts in order. That's why we say it's live television. So here is where our pricing will go. And here's our pricing today, regardless, huge savings. So remember, you can actually double that capsule size for less than you will spend for that $240. But here's where the real jaw dropper is, at least for me. So we already loved Andrew's Friendly Flora. Now remember, brand new formulation, it's wildly exciting. So if we compare this to the original formulation, the original Friendly Flora, that's what you would be spending in order to get the kind of formulation that Andrew is doing today. And honestly, when you see savings, a difference in over $240 difference when we compare that to the original, already beloved formulation, is it any wonder with thousands of these gone, again, most of us are gravitating to those larger sizes of the 120 and the 240, with that extended holiday return policy. And you know who we are, whether you are taking any of those antacids, whether you are stressed, whether you're not sleeping, you're traveling. Certainly we know if our digestion or our regularity, if that's a little bit off, that is just not a happy day in anybody's world. And when we look at this extended holiday return policy, Andrew, we already know this is the time of year where we're going to be challenging all of these systems. It's just great that we see this brand new formulation with that extended holiday return policy and the best pricing that you've done.
And most of us, I think, unfairly to probiotics, we focus on the benefits to our digestive system. Many of us have heard about the gut-brain connection, the gut-brain axis, that it's inescapable, that 80% of the serotonin in our body, and serotonin is that important neurotransmitter, sort of a parasympathetic neurotransmitter. It's kind of the more relaxing neurotransmitter in our body. 80% of it is secreted by, and wait for it, people are going to expect me to say, oh, 80% is secreted in your brain or by your nervous system. No. How about your gut? How about your small intestine? So the health of your gut is inextricably linked to the health of your brain, how you manage your moods, and not if you're regular or not, but the actual chemistry of your brain and chemistry of your mood. And then when we think about our digestive system and we think about probiotics, we often forget about the fact that our digestive system is often the access point for bacteria or viruses or things like that. So to the extent we have a healthy population of probiotics, the immune system in our digestive system works better. The immune system in our respiratory tract works better. So again, probiotics are not just our urogenital system. When we talk about bladder infections or things like that, we're again talking about probiotics because it's not unusual. Women often experience after they've taken antibiotics a yeast infection or something like that. Again, because that antibiotic upset the probiotic balance. So women probably know this better than men. Probiotics play a critical role outside our digestive system. So we can't overestimate, as I said before, their importance. I think the way most companies advertise their products, they do them a grave, grave disservice by positioning them as sort of medicines and drugs when they are so much more than that. They might be these foreign organisms, but they are as much a part of our body as any cell in our body. And to the extent we have a healthy complement of comprehensive probiotic organism, the likes of which we offer here, you're going to have a better functioning immune system, a better functioning digestive system, and you're going to be a happier camper.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because again, when all those systems are not running the way they should, you're right, that's not a good day. Well, today is your day to grab this for sure, not only because of this amazing formula and the special purchase pricing and the extended holiday return policy. You just pick your size of choice. And if you're going to be taking anybody's Friendly Flora product, this is the one that you really should be taking. Even if you compare it to Andrew's original Friendly Flora, which we were all big, big fans of. So here's the comparison chart, and I apologize. Like I said, there was a lot going on before the show. This is where our pricing will or would have been if you were getting the original Friendly Flora. So this is the pricing where you would have spent for the kind of formula, for the kind of potency that you're getting in your today's special. So when we see the savings today, and remember, you are saving more than you're spending. You can actually double your capsule size for less than you would spend for the size count right below. So again, you can double your capsule size for less than you would even spend for the 120. Hey, by the way, notice that it really applies even if you're doing some of the introductory sizes, because this is something that you're definitely never going to want to leave home without. But then once more, if we compare it to Andrew's original Friendly Flora, that's where things get even more jaw-dropping. So here's what you could expect to pay if you were doing the original formulation versus what you're getting in our today's special. So wow, wow, wow. Any way you stack it, it's the kind of thing, whether you are taking antibiotics or you're traveling or you're challenging your digestion, which let's be honest, or you're stressed, check, check, and check. This is something that you are going to want at the ready, not just for the holiday season though. I know normally Andrew did these during January or after the first of the year, but this is something that you'll never want to be without once you try it. And I would really love to recommend it to you, especially with that extended holiday return policy. Andrew, I know we've got a lot of ground to cover and a short amount of time to do it. Do we have some extra information that we'd like to share with the Ultimate Friendly Flora before we scoot along?
I haven't read any reviews, so I just grabbed some review charts here. So I thought we might read some reviews and go through some of the reviews here, because the reviews are so compelling. We have all sorts of science that talks about the integral link between absorption of nutrients and our probiotic environment, our mood and our probiotic environment, regularity and our probiotic environment, the health of our urogenital tract and our probiotic environment, the health of our respiratory system and our probiotic environment. So rather than read all those scientific charts, I just thought I'd get to where we really see the experience that folks can have with this product. And I just grabbed a few of these charts. So we'll get to PC liver and brain and liver antioxidant extracts in just a moment. But I just wanted to go through some of these reviews quickly if I could. So first one, love these Friendly Flora. I have to say I was skeptical at first, but after trying this for almost 3 months, I am a believer. I started taking this and I've had no stomach discomfort or diarrhea since. Before I was, let's say, practically living in the bathroom every day. I'm so glad I took a chance on the Ultimate Friendly Flora, and I highly recommend it to everyone. These are just what my doctor wants me taking. I have stomach issues and I've been told to take a probiotic, and that has a combination of different live cultures. So Ultimate Friendly Flora fits the bill. Ultimate Friendly Flora, this is my 5th reorder. I will never be without this. There are no other probiotics that compare to this one. I've tried numerous probiotics, and the only time my doctor has positive news is when I'm taking Andrew Lessman's product. 5 stars on this one from Marie in Illinois. Can't live without this. I absolutely can't live without Ultimate Friendly Flora. I've been taking this since 2015 and have not had any stomach issues since. I was always bloated, could not eat certain things, and always felt awful. I went through many tests for my constant bloating and upset stomach, and they could not find anything wrong. I started taking this and haven't had a problem since. I ran out last year during a move and had to wait to reorder. I went about 2 weeks without it, and the issues started to come back. I will never be without it again. I bought enough to last 2 years. Thank you, Andrew, for such a great product, along with the many other vitamins of yours that I take. We'll do one more. The best probiotic. I just received this bottle shortly after Andrew Lessman's recent airing. This is the best probiotic out there on the market. I just visited my doctor again, and he took another scraping and viewed it under a microscope. He said he saw very good germs. He is always impressed with the good germs. He only says this when I'm using this product. I ordered him a small bottle as a Christmas present. Thank you for such a great product. That's from Marie in Illinois as well. And again, we do a lot of things that we take for granted and don't think it upsets our probiotic environment. If you take antibiotics, even at low levels, they have an impact on the probiotic environment. They could wipe it out entirely. If you take things like proton pump inhibitors, those are things like Nexium and Prilosec and those different modern antacids. Those upset your probiotic environment. So we have to be very conscientious of the things we do, what we eat. The foods we eat don't really support healthy probiotic environment, cruciferous vegetables and things like that. Those are the things we don't eat, the things we should eat, and unfortunately the foods we eat don't really sustain a healthy probiotic environment, which is why a product like this, at the potency that it represents, can make such a profound difference in so many different ways. I take one every day. It's so high potency you don't have to take several capsules. I take one every day, but even if you just took a couple a week or one every other day, that would still be a tremendous improvement on the complement of probiotic organisms that you possess.
Absolutely, so easy to do, so wildly affordable with that great and even better formulation than ever before. So just choose your size of choice. I will tell you, with the thousands of these gone, as expected, most of us are doing that larger count size, especially if you're sharing it in the family, which a lot of us do. Remember, of course, that extended holiday return policy, but also, when we said this is a historic event,